get this all nice and looking for you guys every time we are live every week. So hope you guys are ready to go. So we have WWE NXT to talk about. We have Impact. Yeah, I know it's bright. Yeah, and have Impact on Pop to touch on tonight. So, all right, Dave, I'll let you decide first. We did this last week, and we'll do it. We'll continue it. What's up, Young Graf? How are you doing? What would you like to touch on first? Impact on Pop, or would you like to touch on WWE NXT first?
I think we should do like we do on Tuesdays, and let's go with NXT first. Like we'd go Raw first, then SmackDown. So yeah,
Okay.
let's go NXT first.
All right, so NXT last night was a pretty damn good show. Just to give you a little bit of the rundown of what we had last night, we had Dakota Kai take on Satana Garrett. We had a nice little promo from Shayna Baszler. We had Dijak versus not Gargano versus Velveteen Dream. We had the Mighty take on Otis Dozovic. The reason why that we'll get into during the show. We also had the awesome main event between EC3 and Gargano, and we had a couple of matches announced for next week as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for all the super hearts, Jeffrey Cross, Young Graf. Thank you guys for those super hearts, and thank you guys for sharing on Twitter and Periscope. All right, so let's go with the first match of the night, which was Dakota Kai taking on Santana Garrett. Two things came to mind when I was watching this match is how the hell is Santana Garrett not already signed with NXT? That was actually kind of shocking to me. And hey, Dakota Kai, awesome finisher she pulled out last night to get the victory over Santana Garrett. I'm not sure where they're going with Dakota Kai after this, but your thoughts of the opening match of WWE NXT?
I thought it was a good match, and I was sitting here watching. I'm thinking basically the same thing you are. I'm like, man, how is she not with the company right now? I mean, she does great work on the indies as well, too. I mean, I've seen a few of her matches, and, man, I'm sitting here watching like, man, she is so much better than Dakota Kai. Why does she not here? I mean, wow. I mean, her moves look so crisp when she was doing those moves. I was like, wow. I mean, Santana Garrett's really good. I knew she was good, but I mean, just watching her against someone that's kind of like a rookie, and Dakota Kai basically is, as far as I don't know a lot of her background. Maybe a Red Sox fan does. I don't know, but maybe she was big in New Zealand. I don't know, but Santana Garrett to me outshined her in that match. But I thought it was a good match. You're right. The finisher was cool, but man, she was really dominating her and looking good.
She can really help the NXT women's roster, especially since the women's roster is kind of very slim at the moment. I mean, they are kind of building stars a little bit. Dakota Kai, a Red Sox fan. Yes. You guys, I've been on this show and I've talked many times that I don't really see the fandom that Dakota Kai gets. But last night, I thought the match she had was pretty good. I thought that was the best match I've seen her have since I've been watching NXT, like we've done for the show. And that was her best match, and I really enjoyed the finisher of the match. Red Sox fan says she was her average in Stardom. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
But when you're watching that match, you're like, this is the kind of person, Santana Garrett, that is the kind of person who should be facing a Shayna Baszler. I mean, no one on that roster should even be in the ring with Shayna Baszler. I mean, Santana looked like she'd be a believable opponent for Shayna Baszler.
Well, speaking of Shayna Baszler, after that match, she did have a nice little promo. She talked about everyone is wondering how she would handle Nikki Cross, and she responded, when the dog is rabid, you put them to sleep. Baszler wonders who even has a chance of beating her, and rattles off a few names in the women's division. She mentioned not Dakota Kai. She mentioned Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, and Candice LeRae. She says that they have to score the entire globe for the next Mae Young Classic to find a proper challenger for her. Ultimately, she will put down whoever is put in front of her, and she will remain the champion. All right, Dave. I don't know spoilers, so please, no spoilers in the chat room. If you already know who Shayna Baszler is probably facing at TakeOver, please do not ruin it for us who have not had any spoilers ruin it for us. Who do you think's next in line for Shayna Baszler?
Well, I mean, you would think.
I'll redirect the question.
Okay.
Who do you think and who do you want?
Well, I think Man, it's tough to say because thinking too is because they're gonna go two ways because they're either gonna go because Bianca Belair seems to be the flavor of the month right now, where everyone likes her and thinks she should get a shot, and she's putting off how she's undefeated or whatever. I don't really know who she's faced. I can't really think of anybody really, but okay. And Kairi Sane is another one who she's never beaten. So that's an interesting match because she's never beaten. Last time they faced, she beat her in the Mae Young Classic. So I don't think they had a match since then. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see I think Candice LeRae would be a fun underdog match. I think that would tell a great story, but I don't think she would beat her. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to say how they want to go. I mean, I would like to see Candice LeRae, but they're probably going Belair or Kairi Sane to actually either beat her or face her. I mean, I don't know which match would be the bigger match. Would it be Zane versus Baszler at Brooklyn, or would it be Bianca Belair at Brooklyn? I'm not sure which one would be the bigger match.
Adam Ball says Shayna beat Zane earlier in the year, he says he believes. So, I don't know, man. I'm telling you what. I'm going to ask you this question because I know at the beginning of last year you weren't very much of a Shayna Baszler fan. Has she grown on you yet?
I mean, she has good matches. I mean, I just don't like I didn't like the fact that in the Mae Young Classic that we're almost coming up on that. It was about a year ago, around this month, sometime in July, I believe. I wasn't just like, oh, she's only in this tournament because she's Ronda's friend and she's gonna win the whole damn thing. Like I thought, she made it to the final. She didn't win it, but I mean, still, that's what it was seeming like, that she was gonna win the whole thing because she's Ronda's best friend. They're trying to get Ronda in here, so that's why. But yeah, I mean, I guess she's really the only I guess you could say she legitimizes it, like kind of like a Brock Lesnar, I guess, for the Universal title. But I mean, she's in a crappy NXT, and if you notice during Shayna's promo, the crowd was chanting Asuka.
Yeah, I was like, are they chanting Asuka? I wasn't really sure if they were chanting her name or not.
There's no one on that division. She's dominating the crappiest division they have right now. I mean, she really is. This NXT women's division is terrible. I mean, yes, they got some new recruits coming in. I get that. Some really talented women coming in, but right now, they're just a bunch of divas / rookies that are there right now. Like, Vanessa Bourne and Bianca Belair, they come off as divas to me.
Divas
I'm not saying like
a little bit, but divas to me is a little bit kind of stretching it. The women's roster on NXT is not the greatest at the moment. I'll give you that. But they do have about a handful of women on the show that you can see. I could see them, in about a year or two being the women's champion. Right now, Shayna Baszler is killing it. But now, on the rise, you have to say at least it's Belair. Candice LeRae has already been a star coming into NXT. We all knew how great she was. Vanessa Bourne, she's starting to really do good. Lacey Evans, you didn't mention Lacey Evans.
I like her.
They do have a potential nice lineup of women, but it's definitely the weakest of the women's division. It has been the last couple of years. That's for sure.
But when I was saying like divas, I mean like compared to the women's wrestlers that are out there right now. Like even last night we seen like a Santana Garrett, like Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green, who are out there and who are going to be coming in probably. We know Deonna Purrazzo is coming in, which I'm happy about that. But women like that, there's nowhere. The competition in NXT right now is nowhere near those women at all. I mean, there's just not. I mean, Dakota Kai shouldn't be beating Santana Garrett any day of the week. I'm sorry, she's not on that level. But I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're on different. Shayna Baszler is like way up here, and the rest of the current women's. I do like Lacey Evans, Kairi Sane are good as well too. But I mean, they're not on the same level. They're just not with some of these world-class women's wrestlers.
Okay, all right. I see now. I see a lot of people saying that the Impact women's division's better, and I disagree wholeheartedly with that. Yeah, I know. We'll touch on that. I don't. Okay.
Let's go there for a minute then, because I completely agree with Red Sox fan on that. Because when you look at the NXT or the Impact women's roster or knockouts roster, I would take that over right now in NXT because it's really kind of slim pickings in NXT.
I guess it's all opinion based. It all depends on who you like and who you dislike. On Impact, I liked a few women. On NXT, I like most of them, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Maybe we could touch more on that on Saturday where I can get more into it and look on more of the talent. Like, I guess I'm more fans of the women in NXT because a lot of the women in Impact I'm not that high on. Like, I'm not very high on Taya Valkyrie. Who else is there? I'm not like Allie. I've always mentioned Allie on the show. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you don't gotta like them. I mean, I'm just saying, but I still think the star power and the name recognition is more there on the Impact Women division than it is in NXT for sure.
You're starting to like Rebel. Oh my God! How in the hell are you liking Rebel, man? I can't.
Well, I can think of how you're liking Rebel.
I mean, I can understand maybe why you can like her. Maybe there's some assets that you like, but that match tonight with her
was pretty bad. And they're also introducing. We'll get to it. They're also introducing another knockout to Impact, so we'll get there.
Yeah. Marty Scurll and Sami Callihan was a match announced for the Jericho Cruise, and also Marty Scurll versus Okada at All In. It has been announced. Man, Jesus Lord, man, that All In show is going to be fucking crazy. All right, so let's move on with NXT as well. So we had the Shayna Baszler promo. Kathy Kelly has a backstage segment with Danny Burch talking about how close they came to winning the tag team titles. Undisputed Era walked by and decided to interrupt the interview. Strong says Burch are now at the back of the line. Burch cracks a joke about O'Reilly and Strong losing the titles to Mustache Mountain. Cole runs his mouth a bit more, and Burch says, how about a one-on-one match next week? And Adam Cole accepts the challenge. So next week will be Danny Burch versus Adam Cole. Man, the faces Kyle O'Reilly was making during that whole segment were classic. It was very funny. And like I was telling Dave before we came onto the show tonight, it looks like Danny Burch is going to get that little showcase match next week when he takes on Adam Cole one-on-one. And you would have to think it's a possibility that Danny Burch may actually win this championship, but win this match next week on NXT. Your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, I think he'll win. I mean, it makes sense, and he'll be his next challenger going forward. But Red Sox fan made a good point, though. I mean, it really doesn't have no prestige at all. That title right now, it really kind of doesn't really mean much right now. I mean, I was looking forward to this title to actually meaning something, but because it's the North American title. I mean, it's basically the NWA title. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, so, I mean, you kind of want it to mean something. And, like, with Adam Cole, nothing against him, but when he has his gang of buddies always interfere in his matches when he's defending the title, that kind of devalues the title a little bit. You just have a bunch of run-ins. I mean, his first title defense with no one running in was against Wolfgang, and that wasn't even that good of a match.
Yeah, they're definitely protecting the hell out of the leader, Adam Cole, when he does have his title matches. There is a lot of interference getting involved. And maybe next week we don't get interference. Maybe we do, and that's the reason why maybe Burch picks up the win. But I'm surprised they didn't really mention anything about Ricochet. You know, they didn't really mention Ricochet this week, especially since he did butt in. You know, he did interrupt their business, and he did pick up the loss last week. But you would have thought maybe he would have been mentioned.
Well, that's what happens when you only have an hour. We talk about this on SmackDown. At least that's 2 hours. But I mean, when you only have an hour to go work with, I mean, you can't fit everyone in.
Yeah, well, maybe Adam Cole wins next week and they move on from there, and then maybe Ricochet does answer the challenge. We just got to figure out and see what happens then. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for all the hearts that you are pumping in there. Appreciate that very, very much. Also, we were supposed to have Heavy Machinery take on the Mighty in a tag team match, but it looked like during a workout session, who got hurt? I can't think of the guy's name.
I don't know. It's one of.
damn it, what's
I
his
don't.
name? What's his name? Come on, guys, give me. I'm drawing a blank. What's this dude's name? What's the dude's name? What's the dude's name? Tucker. Yes, Tucker gets hurt
I
working
thought he was
out.
like,
He was holding his leg in pain. We're not sure if he was attacked or if maybe he messed up working out. I'm not really sure, but ended up making it a 2-on-1 handicap match. I mean, for what it was an entertaining match. The Mighty get the win. I'm not really sure where they're going with this. Your thoughts, Dave?
I thought this was stupid. At first, I'm like, okay, it's a new tag team, cool, new tag team's coming in, and then it's like, no, it's Shane Thorne, whatever his name is, the guy's name is. It's like, why did they change their? I've never seen a tag team turn heel then change their name like that. It's just weird. Now they're called the Mighty. I mean, it was just strange. I mean, yeah, I mean, they barely won, so that looked really bad, though, to me. I mean, they're supposed to be this new dominant heel tag team, but they barely beat Jobber 45. I mean, seriously, I mean, that was pretty bad. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really care too much for this, but because it means nothing. But, I mean, I don't even care for Heavy Machinery that much. To me, they look like a Jobber tag team from WCW.
No, yeah. All right, that's funny. They do remind me of a tag team that would get moved up to the main roster, and they would be your new Ascension. Those guys would be the guys that get put over tag teams every week.
Hey, speaking of the Ascension, breaking news: the Ascension's 2-year losing streak is over.
Yeah, Jesus. Who are you talking about, Bob Ruski? Trevor Lee? I don't know, man. Trevor Lee was not on Impact tonight. If that's what you're talking about, what the deal was that? No, Trevor Lee. Talked about Dakota Kai and Santana Garrett. Oh, the Profits, right?
What about them?
Street Profits. What the hell? They should have been inserted into that match against the Mighty. Like, really?
Well, one of them is on their honeymoon. Isn't that him?
Yeah, it's a possibility. But hey, man, come on now, man. Throw in the Street Profits, the Mighty. That would have been a great match, a great tag match. We would have gotten. You would have been a lot more entertained, Dave. Trust me on that.
I'm sure I would have compared to that idiot. Yeah, sure I would have been.
The Street Profits. Ew, what the hell, Street Profits? Come on now, man. If you do not like the Street Profits, you need to look in the mirror and say, what is wrong with me? Honestly, because the Street Profits are awesome. Come on now, people. Come on. All right, we had Dijak take on Velveteen Dream in a one-on-one match, and I know a lot of people were very excited to see Dijak get picked up by NXT. So far, he hasn't really done much, but I'm sure more is to come. He took on Velveteen Dream one-on-one. Velveteen gets the win. What's next for Velveteen Dream, Dave? Because we didn't mention this. Or actually, I didn't during that whole spill. EC3 did kind of interrupt Dream's little celebration after the match was over. And they did mention how Velveteen Dream did leave EC3 at the tag match. Is EC3 the thing is he a face or a heel? I'm totally in the loss on that. It looks like more of a face. And what did you think of the Dijak and Dream match?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that part. I was sitting there watching the end of that, and I'm like, my brother was here, and I'm like, wait a minute, is EC3 a face? Because Dream is running away from him. He's coming out like he's a good guy. I thought he was a heel, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, let's take a minute and talk about this match. Was fun to watch. This was a hard-hitting affair. I'm sitting there shaking my head like, what are they doing to Dijak? I mean, really, this dude is brought in as this new big star, and he's going to be this great guy in NXT, and then seems like they're just using him as a jobber.
Oh, I mean, not even Dijak be the next Chris Hero.
I hope not, because that means he's going to be putting everyone else over.
That's what it seems like, because it looks like, and I could be wrong on this, when usually the guys that WWE or Triple H, for that matter, they see something in you, especially when you first debuted on the NXT, it seems like they don't know what they have with Dijak yet. Oh, thank you, Turnbuckle Chick, for the super hearts. Appreciate that. Go give her a follow. Who she periscopes on here as well. Another wrestling periscoper. Definitely go find her. I don't know if they know what they have with Dijak at the moment.
You know what? Why can't they use Dijak like they've been using this, whatever his name is, Keanu or Kono Reeves or whatever his name is? Why can't they book Dijak like that instead of booking him like to lose his first couple matches? I don't think he's won a match yet, and that's what drives me crazy. I think Dijak. I really enjoyed his stuff in ROH.
I don't know much about Dijak. I didn't follow him very much. Y'all can hate on me as much as you want, but I didn't really get more into other wrestling companies until we started really doing this podcast. And at that time, Dijak, he was popular, but I didn't really go really into depth on him and go check out his matches or anything like that. But I haven't seen anything from him on NXT. I'm not saying that he's not great or nothing, to make me see that he's a star, in the making. You know what I mean? And that's probably NXT's fault, not so much Dijak. And like you said, I did enjoy this match. It was very hard hitting, but him losing to Velveteen Dream, like, we all love Velveteen Dream, but Dijak, in all honesty, should go in there and destroy Velveteen Dream. Am I right?
Yeah, he should. He's a big guy. He's a guy that you would think Vince would love. He's a big, strong guy. I mean, he's not muscular built like Brian Cage or anything, but I mean, still, out there, the way he was wrestling, like he's undefeated or something like that. And yeah, I mean, I was hoping he would have won that match. So I thought he deserves to finally get a win because he already lost to Ricochet and now Dream a couple times, I think they said. But it's like, man, they're just doing nothing with him. It's like, why even come? I could be wrong. Red Sox fan might be correct, but I believe him and Moose had a rivalry, I believe, in ROH. But, I mean, I could be wrong. But I think him and Moose had a couple matches, but I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, Dijak is really good. I enjoyed him. Too bad they're not using him correctly.
Yeah, they're not at all. They said his matches with Jay Lethal, Red Sox fans said. So we had a nice little promo with Bianca Belair, pretty much saying that she deserves a title shot. Nothing really much out of that. We didn't announce that they also will have a singles match between Kairi Sane and Vanessa Bourne next week. Kairi Sane looks like she's also coming at that title. So I think Budweiser maybe, or was it Bobrovsky that said, screw it, let's just have a fatal four-way. It looks like they might actually go that route, that it could be Kairi Sane, Vanessa Bourne, Bianca Belair, and Shayna Baszler all going for that title.
That's the only way. That's really the only way you can do it, because none of them, honestly, I hate to say this, really legitimately look like they stand a chance one-on-one.
Yeah, and I honestly think it's a safe way to go, because especially if, say WWE, NXT isn't really honestly ready for Baszler to drop the title. Or maybe they're not ready for Baszler to face Kairi Sane, and maybe Kairi Sane beat Kairi Sane because they want Sane to win the championship eventually. So this is a way to have a fatal four-way. You have Baszler go over. She can beat Vanessa Bourne, or she can beat Bianca Belair, and you can save that match for whenever they have it in mind, which will probably be the Royal Rumble takeover, or Survivor Series takeover. So it's a way to save a couple of feuds if you're not ready to go that route, or if you don't really know what you want to do yet. I guess it all depends on what they have in mind for Baszler in the future. They may have Baszler face isn't usually the Mae Young winner face the champion? Am I correct on that?
No, I mean, last year they didn't, I don't think.
It's funny how Baszler did mention that this time.
Well, because they're doing it I think they're going to do it kind of like they did the UK tournament this year, where the winner will get a title shot. Because what you do is give another trophy, I mean.
Lowe's going to win it, Red Sox fan is calling it early. Okay, we'll see. That's going to be I'm very curious to see which women get involved, if they bring back women from last year. we'll definitely see what happens there. All right, so we can both agree that the match between Dream and Dijak was good. Dream gets the win. Looks like maybe his next feud might be with EC3, and the NXT at the moment is not booking Dijak to his potential. All right, so let's move on to the main event. And we haven't touched on a match that will be happening very soon, but we'll get to that. And that was Gargano versus EC3 in the main event. Kind of shocked EC3 took the loss here. I thought maybe Gargano going crazy. Yes, he's starting to become the person that he hated everybody. He was starting to do some of Ciampa's moves, and they did mention that during the match that he was doing some of Ciampa's, pulling the knee pad down and then the DDT to win the match. And I did enjoy this. And remember when we talked about how WWE on the main roster, they don't really mention stuff that happened a couple of weeks ago or months ago because they usually forget. But they didn't do it this time. I loved how Nigel brought up how how Gargano interrupted EC3's match a couple of weeks ago before TakeOver. You don't see that on the main roster. You don't see why EC3 would have some type of, be pissed off at Gargano for something that he did a couple of weeks ago, because they don't talk about that on the main roster. They forget about it, and it's just that is very true, Adam Baum. That is very true. These storylines on Impact and NXT are kind of a bit similar. I will give you that. So Gargano is kind of starting to turn crazy. He's going crazy during the match. He's going nuts on EC3 and ends up picking the win up. I was very shocked to see EC3 finally take his first loss in the NXT. Ross on the NXT stage, because they did play him up as being undefeated. What's next for Gargano, man? Because they're saying that Regal wants him to move on. I have a funny feeling that he's going to interfere in a certain match that we'll be touching on. But your thoughts on the main event of last night's NXT?
Yeah, I agree with you on that part about him interfering. But yeah, I thought it was, like you said, it was a good match, and then EC3 lost because Gargano kind of snapped. And we're going to talk about in a few minutes on Impact about someone else who kind of snapped and went dark a little bit and snapped. So they are very similar storylines. It is kind of funny how we're getting like an Eddie Edwards going crazy, and now we're getting Johnny Gargano going crazy. They seem very similar. Both. I know it's a lot different, but
see, and the funny thing is, like, you can't really say, and I don't know how these are so similar, because these are all been pre-taped. There's no way NXT could have copied Impact, and there's no way Impact could have copied NXT, because these have all been pre-taped. They've already pre-taped these. They've already been recorded. So it's just crazy that they're going down this similar route. That's just crazy.
And to give Impact a little more credit, theirs went from a different route because Eddie got legitimately injured. So they took it from that route to make him kind of have a different character snap after that happened. And they're kind of doing the same thing with Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. So it's funny how these similar stories, they both are obsessed with that one guy. It's really very funny, actually, that these storylines are so, basically exactly the same, but they were both taped at different times, so there's no way they copied each other. That's what's funny.
I see your comments, Red Sox fan, and we're going to touch on that more on Saturday Night Show, because that will be an in-depth conversation. But that is definitely a valid point. I actually have to agree with you on that. Valid point.
But really quick, I did like this match. I thought it was good. I liked how they had Ciampa kind of snapping. I do feel kind of bad for EC3 now, because if you look at it, I wonder if Vince has his fingerprints on any of this, because it's your typical TNA guy eating some crap and getting put down and then they'll bring him back up type thing.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think and for the most part, EC3 took the loss tonight. That's very true, Adam Baum. But I think in the long run, he's gonna regain a win right back when he faces Velveteen Dream. For the most part, we all know who Velveteen Dream is. He's the guy that lifts off the next guy, upcoming guy. And first one was Aleister Black. Second guy was Ricochet, and third guy looks like it might be EC3. So
Now, would you be mad if Dream, if they do have a match at Brooklyn, say, would you be mad if Dream actually won that match and EC3 lost again? Would that make you mad?
I would be a little bit of upset. Yeah, well, I'm an EC3 mark, so yeah, I would be upset. But in the, I don't know, because if you look at it, Dream is so damn young. Losses right now don't hurt him because he has such a long career ahead of him. Now with EC3, these losses, with him being who he is, he's a veteran. He's still young, but he's a veteran, and he doesn't have long on NXT. These losses, start piling up. Yeah, it hurts him, I think. What about you?
I mean, I don't know if it would hurt him, but I mean, because you can always rise above stuff like that. Now, I do know Bruce Pritchard has said that Velveteen Dream will be main eventing WrestleMania in like 5 years.
I don't know.
So he thinks Velveteen Dream is a big star. I mean, I'm not sure I see it, but I mean, he is definitely good in the ring when he wants to be. So I mean, yeah, I mean, like tonight, Velveteen Dream was really good tonight, I thought. So when he goes out there and has matches like that, yeah, I can be all for it. But I mean, I don't know about that either, but I'm just saying it's something that Pritchard said. I mean, he does have a little bit of credibility. So, I mean, he does say that he'll be one of the big stars in WWE in the next 5 years.
All right, we'll see. We'll see about that. Also, so next week, everybody, next week NXT show is pretty huge. We have Cole versus Birch. We have Bourne versus Kairi Sane. And we also have the NXT Tag Team titles on the line. And then in 3 weeks, everybody, which is kind of shocking. I thought this was actually going to be saved for NXT TakeOver. You will have Tommaso Ciampa taking on Aleister Black for the NXT World Championship. Could they possibly drop the title off of Black and make it a singles match for the last time between Ciampa and Gargano? Or do you think Black wins and retains his title?
I would like to see Ciampa win it, but I do think, like you said, I think we're going to probably have Gargano interfering in this match and kind of screwing him over to set up one more match. The final match, the final straw, hopefully. That could be the last time ever this match will happen, or whatever you can call it. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Ciampa win the title, because to me, if they're going to do another Gargano-Ciampa match, I think it would be sweet if it was for the title.
AJ, or Gargano and Ciampa is AJ in that? Yeah, that's a good point. It's good. That's a fair comparison. Now, a lot of people are saying possible triple threat at TakeOver. Gargano, Ciampa, Black.
I mean, it's possible. I don't see it really doing much, because it'll be Gargano just wanting to tear apart Ciampa. I mean, that's pretty much what it'll be. Or does this turn Gargano more dark, and he basically just teams? Can you imagine DIY getting back together where they're both just heels?
I don't know, man. This can go different routes, different ways. It's definitely interesting to see if this match happened before TakeOver, because you definitely feel like something funky is going to happen in that match, with either Gargano getting involved or something like into that matter. Maybe Gargano tries to cost Ciampa the match and helps Ciampa win. The old HBK.
Yeah.
Remember that? If you guys remember back in the day at SummerSlam, where Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were kind of starting their little feud. Shawn Michaels was a special referee in the SummerSlam match. Bret Hart spits on Shawn Michaels' face, swings the chair at Bret, misses, and clocks The Undertaker right in the face. Bret Hart ends up winning the WWF World title. So maybe they go along that way. HBK is the new booker of NXT, or he is one of the bookers of NXT, so maybe they go that route to where Gargano tries to hurt Ciampa but misses and hits Black, and we see a
Or
new
what if it goes the
champion.
other way?
I'm sorry?
What if we go the other way and Gargano just helps Ciampa win? In general, he just helps them win.
I don't know. They see money in this feud right now, so I don't see them just going off on that.
I'm not saying they're gonna end it like that, but
Low blow
he
at the
helps,
bottom.
and then it becomes like a title feud, which some people think it should be.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, let's touch on this for a second. I mean, Ciampa's out there calling Black like a worthless champion, no charisma. I mean, it's like, geez. I mean, it's really fun. I mean, I would love to see this be a long feud because this is actually really fun.
It's been a long feud. They've been feuding since WrestleMania, so it's been a long feud.
I mean Black and Ciampa.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right,
yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Next week's show looks pretty solid, and then in 3 weeks, like I said, we got the NXT World Title on the line. So, Dave, everybody, get your rating fingers ready. What did you think of NXT last night?
I'll give it a 3. I thought it was a good show.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 3 also. Solid show. Wasn't the happiest to see EC3 win, but I still thought the match was still pretty good. I thought I was actually impressed with the Dakota Kai match. And other than that, it wasn't really too much to talk about. But next week's show looks like it's going to be a damn good one. So, yeah, breeze all around. So let's go to Impact tonight. On Impact on Pop. So here are some of the matches in the rundown of tonight's show. We had Rich Swann take on Phoenix. We also had Fallah Bahh take on the leader of – are they even called a group yet? It's just Killer Cross in his debut match. We also had Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor take on Ali and Madison Rayne. And then we had the huge LAX storyline come into play. And in the main event, we had Kongo Kong and Brian Cage. And then we also had Katarina. All right, so yeah, Budweiser, I got to give you credit. All right, so let's go with the opening match tonight, which was Rich Swann taking on Phoenix. And I'm not taking a dig at Impact on Pop, but this match reminded me of a 205 Live match. I don't think that's taking a dig at anything, but it just did. Match was still damn good, and I tweeted it out. Rich Swann, he fits perfectly on Impact on Pop. He looks like he belongs where he's at, and the X division looks like that's a perfect division for Rich Swann. Phoenix picks up the victory, and after the match, OVE ends up coming down and beating the crap out of Phoenix, which then leads to Pentagon coming out and making the save, but which wasn't Pentagon, it was Sami Callihan under the mask, and then they start beating up Phoenix, which Swann comes in and tries to make the save, and then Pentagon Jr. comes down and eventually helps out, and, OVE runs off. But, hey, I got to give him credit. Bravo, man. I tweeted it out. Bravo. I'm not a big Sami Callihan guy at all, but, man, that was very, very well put together of having him come down dressed up as Pentagon to make what looked like save, and he ends up attacking Phoenix. And, they announced after that match that the next week's main event will be OVE taking on Rich Swann, Pentagon, and Phoenix. So, Dave, your thoughts on the opening match of Impact and the aftermath of OVE, Pentagon, Rich Swann, and Sami Callihan?
Well, the biggest difference between this and a 205 Live match, people actually probably, I don't know, I guess it's hard to say because you got about 1 million viewers watching the network or whatever it is, subscribers. But I don't know. To me, this match did not remind me of 205 Live. I mean, I heard a lot of good things about the last match on 205 Live. I get that. But to me, I haven't seen nothing like this on 205 Live when I was watching it. I mean, geez. I mean, Rich Swann is like reborn in Impact Wrestling. He really is. I mean, holy crap. That match, and Phoenix as well, too, man, is unreal. I mean, that rope move Phoenix was doing was crazy, where he's bouncing it back and forth on it. I've never seen anyone do that. Not even the king of the rope. Grand Metalik, not even him doing something like that. It's like, holy crap. I mean, and the spots they were doing were crazy. I mean, that's what a cruiserweight match used to remind me of back in the day. We get all these crazy bumps and spots. But yeah, I mean, they killed it. I mean, I love this match. I thought it was really fun to watch. It was a great way to start the show for like 15 minutes, just have them going crazy.
Yeah, Phoenix did good. Phoenix was awesome, and I like the spot that they did on the replay where they showed Phoenix jumping over the ropes onto Swan. That was a pretty nice little spot. I guess the reason why I said it reminds me of a 205 Live match is because I guess Phoenix kind of reminds me of Kalisto. Not the way they wrestle, but the way they look. Because of the mask and stuff like that.
I would think
not by the way they wrestle whatsoever.
I do think Phoenix is way better than Kalisto.
Oh yeah, he is. He is, hands down. Like it's they look alike. I think it's the mask, like Bob Ruski said, it's the mask.
Oh, okay.
That's what makes me think of Kalisto. But Phoenix is definitely hands down way better. And
but they fooled me.
The storyline.
Yeah, definitely. And they fooled me. I give them that. I thought that was Pentagon at first. I'm like, wait a minute. Why did he kick his brother in the nuts? I mean, yeah, but yeah. So you knew who it was, and then I'm digging this version of Callahan. It's kind of fun. I mean, yeah, I like what they're doing. And next week's gonna be a fun little 6-man tag, hopefully.
Yeah, that should be a dandy of a match next week for the main event on Impact. Like I said, it's OVE taking on Swan, Phoenix, and Pentagon. That should be a really good 6-man tag match. And, this match got a lot of hype from a lot of people from Impact and fans all around, Impact Wrestling fans, and it delivered. It was a really, really solid opening match. And it gets you excited for what we can have in line to see in the future with these guys in the X division, with Phoenix, with Rich Swann, and the other guys in the X division.
One thing I feel bad about for the X division guys, though, whoever won the match between Cage and the Monster, they said we're going to go face Seidel for the X division title at Slammiversary. Don't you? I'm like, why? Why are these guys involved in the X division title picture? I don't get it.
Exactly, and I'm going to touch on that too after we get on to the main event. And it's July 22nd for Slammiversary, like that Mom said. And they're going to do a fatal 4-way with Phoenix, Johnny Impact, Rich Swann, and who am I missing, Dave?
Soldier.
Who?
The Bone Soldier.
The Bone Soldier, that's right. Ishimori, forgot about him. So that should be a dandy of a fatal 4-way match right there. That should be probably might be the show stiller match of the night, hands down. Yeah, nice little segment there where they had Pentagon. Sammy Callahan dressed up as Pentagon. So next, what we had? I mean, do we even want to touch about in these backstage segments? Nothing against Impact, but I mean, Madison Rayne in an interview. Backstage, I'd rather, like I said last week, I'd rather watch paint dry than to watch anything Madison Rayne does. To a promo, to a match, to anything. I just find Madison Rayne so boring. And she's like, she doesn't sound any, there's no enthusiasm, there's nothing behind her promo. She's just like, she's like reading a cue card. Yeah, I'm ready to face Su Yung, going into the night, darkness. You need to be prepared, and I'm ready to go. Like, okay, like I can really feel like you're so excited and ready to go face Su Yung. And Allie was even worse on the microphone in her promo. I mean,
it was worse.
I mean, it was just as bad. But I mean, I see a lot of people on Twitter say that that's pretty much the Allie's only downfall is her mic skills. That she's not very great on the mic. Your thoughts, Dave?
I don't really like Madison. I do like Allie though, but that's more for her other being the cherry bomb wrestler. That's who I like. But I mean, yeah, I don't really like the Allie character, how they're doing it, but I do like that we got a different dimension, kind of like Johnny Gargano a little bit as well too, where Allie kind of did a switch tonight, where she kind of turned into someone else, where she talked about battle, having darkness and good come together and be the balance. So I mean, she kind of seen her snap tonight in that. I'm sure we'll get to that tag match, but in that tag match, you kind of seen her kind of snap when Tessa Blanchard came out and she just went out there and went ape shit on her.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do with Allie after Slammiversary. See, maybe she gets another hands back on Su Yung. Also, we had an awesome backstage segment with KM and Fallah Ball. I mean, man, it was so awesome that I'm not even gonna fucking talk about it. I think you just go watch yourself. Um, Speaking of Fallah Ball, we had him take on Killer Cross in his first match on Impact. Thought the match was all right. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but after the match, it looks like we got our first Killer Cross feud, which is with Petey Williams. Makes absolutely sense with him being the first feud, and also Killer Cross, Petey Williams will get a good match with Killer Cross, and Killer Cross will look good against Petey Williams, probably at Slammiversary. Your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, I mean they're trying to build him up as this monster guy who doesn't feel any pain at all, or he enjoys the pain. But I mean, you want to talk about a perfect feud for Killer Cross would be against Brian Cage. That's the type of guys Brian Cage should be facing, is guys like that. I mean, that's it. It was kind of cool, even though I think he's terrible on the mic and terrible, not the great in the ring either. But it was kind of interesting when KM grabbed Killer Cross. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting, and then he just gets choked out. I did like his choke out. It was kind of different. It was, yes, Shayna Baszler and Joe all use the same choke out move, but I mean, it's a different variation of it, and I liked it.
All right, so yeah, what about the Petey Williams feud coming up?
I mean, Petey Williams didn't get destroyed. I mean, I'm sorry. I like Petey, but he's just going to get destroyed.
I don't know. I haven't seen much of Killer Cross to get me like excited for him. See a lot of positive comments about him. It's just I mean, it's still fresh. They haven't really done much with him. He was revealed 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So they haven't really done much with him yet. So let's see what they do with him first before we criticize or give any kind of harsh opinions yet. But it's Fallah Ball. I mean, it's kind of hard for him to have a 100% awesome, great match with Fallah Ball, but he did what he did. He looked dominant, and we'll see what has to come for Killer Cross. Next, we had the awesome women's tag match between Allie and Madison Rayne taking on Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor. Madison Rayne gets to win. We did see Tessa Blanchard get involved in this match, so it looks like Tessa Blanchard might be Madison Rayne's next feud going on, possibly. Your thoughts? We'll do Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the match was that bad, but you did. But I mean, I think for the whole, like I said a minute ago, when you had Tessa Blanchard come out, I think kind of having Allie kind of snap, it was kind of interesting to me, and become like a different person in a way, like kind of snap to a darkness like we've seen Johnny Gargano do, like we just talked about. I think that was kind of cool, and I definitely could see them add in that match to Slammiversary with as like a special match. Yeah, with Tessa Blanchard versus Allie. And I like this kind of Allie. It's not the same happy Bayley version Allie where she just want to be friends with everybody.
Yeah, I kind of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I liked it. That's it.
Because that's my one thing about Allie. My criticism was, they don't, I don't like how she's this. She doesn't know how to wrestle type of gimmick. She's kind of stupid, kind of, blonde, airheaded, I guess is the better term for it. I just didn't really care. If we get this more serious side of Allie, I think I might actually become a fan of hers. And like you said, they're going to probably add Tessa Blanchard and Allie onto Slammiversary. There's no way they leave that match off the show. Definitely when that match probably will be better than the women's title match. Nothing against Su Yung, but that's just all against Madison Rayne. Not that a match was bad. It's just I can't get behind Madison Rayne. Anything involving Madison Rayne, I'd rather change the channel and do something else. I just don't. She just bores me, man. She makes me want to go to sleep. and I don't mean to bash her so much. I'm sorry. All right, I mean Tessa Blanchard does have that China built, man, doesn't she? Dave.
I don't think she looks like China, but
Come on, man, she's pretty huge, man. Like, there's not very many women out there that look like Tessa Blanchard. I'm not saying.
I agree on looks, but yeah.
I mean the build. Not. She's way better than China in the ring. I just, I guess the way she looked. Nothing against her. She's still a beautiful woman, and she could probably beat the shit out of me. Yeah, she's definitely doing things in Impact Wrestling, and
I don't like. And speaking how we were talking about Dijak being booked, I don't like how Tessa's being booked right now. She should be booked more as a dominant and winning all her matches, I think. I don't think she should be losing all these matches that they have her losing.
Yeah, I mean, you lose to Madison Rain, and then I'm not really sure if she's going to lose to Allie. I mean, that's a possibility as well. But she hasn't.
And to me, that's a really good match. If her and Allie have a match, that should be really good. Because Allie's a veteran, or Cherry Bomb, what do you want to call her, is a veteran wrestler. She's been wrestling for a long time. So those two would put together a really good match.
I definitely think that match will be great. All right, so let's move on from there. Excuse me. That's when we go to the LAX backstage segment where Santana is upset over this problem between Konnan and King. Kingston says he should have dropped Konnan for disrespecting him last week, and this is where his loyalty got him. He wants to see proof, and he never wanted to take Konnan's spot, but it happened, and things evolved. Kingston wants to go out there and see this magical proof, so he pounds the table, knocking their dominoes everywhere and storms out. Ortiz said there's only one way to find out, and that's to go out there too. So it was a nice little hot exchange between the LAX storyline. The beginning of it, we saw the end of it tonight. I mean, like I've been saying on the show the last couple of weeks, the LAX storyline has been probably one of the best things on Impact the last couple of weeks. And it got better after tonight. And anything you want to mention about that first?
It's the best storyline going. Yeah, it's like the best storyline going right now. I think in wrestling right now, because you don't get a lot of this anymore in wrestling. I mean, I don't think WWE has done too much like this, where you get like you're getting kind of an angle. You don't get too many angles anymore, and this is a nice little angle.
Yeah, Kingston was awesome tonight. Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to see what was going to happen tonight. We had another backstage segment with Desi Hit Squad showing them train outside. The Great Gama was being brutal to them. Not much anything to talk about there, but it looks like Desi Hit Squad looks like they're the future of Impact on the tag division, it seems like. We had a nice little video package with Austin Aries, and he even said after Aries gets done with him, he better hope that XFL needs an offensive lineman from Moose. That was pretty good, and they also said that D'Angelo Williams will be back next week to give a little bit of an update on Moose. We'll get more into D'Angelo Williams on Saturday night's show, but what did you think of that little segment with Austin Aries?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I like these little in-depth interviews, and to me, it's obvious what's going to happen here. Aries is going to beat up D'Angelo Williams.
So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And if you don't remember, D'Angelo Williams held his own in his match with Moose and the tag. I can't remember who they faced.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, but
because I think it was against the Bellator guys. I think that's what it was.
Was it against the Bellator guys? I can't remember, man. Was it against Lashley and someone else? Was it?
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. It was against Chris Masters and Drake.
Oh, Adonis and Drake. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Thank you.
That was so terrible. Speaking of Drake, how about him tonight?
Yeah, there was no Drake tonight. No Drake. Maybe that's what I remember they were doing a little bit of the contract negotiations. Maybe his contract was up. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Chris Adonis, man. I forgot he was in Impact. Wow, crazy. Yeah, thank you guys again for all the viewers tonight. Again, we are Get the Tables podcast. We're live every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday nights. Tuesdays are our SmackDown and Raw post shows, and then Thursday nights, obviously, our Impact and NXT shows. And then Saturday, we kind of just shoot the shit, touch about all the rumors going around town, and whatever else you guys would like to talk about. We touch on Saturday night's show. Also, I made the announcement on Twitter and on Tuesday night's show that starting next month, we will be doing a little bit of some guest hosting. I think maybe once or twice out of the month we'll have a guest host along with Dave and I on our Impact on Pop shows. You don't have to be a valid WWE NXT watch guy or viewer, fan, but we would like to have guys that know their stuff about Impact, not people that just started watching yesterday. We want to have guys that legit know the wrestlers, legit know the storylines, legit know their stuff about Impact. So if you are interested in coming on the show next month, hit us up. There's no, number of times you can be on the show. It's however many times you want to be on. Possibly have you guys come on the pay-per-view shows as well. I'm thinking on the Slammiversary, if it's just going to be Dave and I'm thinking we're probably going to have maybe one or two guest hosts come on the show and talk Impact, give their thoughts. So going to be fun. So if you're interested in coming on the show, and nope, it's not new talent. We're not trying to add anybody to the show. We just want to, I think it's just be fun to have some guest hosts come on here, get their side of the story, because sometimes they don't always agree with what we have to say, and vice versa. So we'll see what happens. We did lose Alex, a big contributor to the show. He's not able to come on the show as much as he's able to, as you guys can see. So on these Thursday night shows and on our Impact shows, we're going to be a two-man booth. And I think it'd be nice that, we had callers call in for Impact shows. I mean, how nice would that be if Adam Baum and Boborowski and Red Sox fan and John Graff and all these guys who watch Impact and are big fans of them called into the show? I think that would be great. Just like how we do it with our WWE shows. So I just think it should be fair on both ends. And if you guys are interested, hit us up on Get the Tables Twitter account, or you can hit me up on the Home of the Clown 24 one. However you guys like to do that, just hit us up in the direct message. If you want to hit up Dave or I or even Alex, just let us know. All right. So we had Tommy Dreamer go off on Eddie Edwards tonight. He said that he is tired of going home to his. Let me just go from the start. He said he made a lot of mistakes over the years, but he learned from them, as well as the great mentors he liked, Terry Funk and Paul Heyman, and he might even be the original Paul Heyman guy. He's tired of going home to his daughters looking like this, and he carries a lot of baggage, but he just wants to give his everything for the business and help people get to the next level like others did for him. Eddie is obsessed with Sami Callihan, but he has a wife, and Eddie can look at him and see what his future is. Now he has an obsession with Eddie because nobody comes and does this to him on his damn show, which would buddy him up, beat the shit out of him on his own show. So they announced tonight that it would be a House of Hardcore match between Eddie Edwards and Tommy Dreamer. Your thoughts, Dave?
At Slammiversary, yes. The only way this should end, I think, with these two is you gotta, even though if he doesn't wrestle, it's fine, but you gotta, I think adding Raven to this mix would be pretty freaking awesome. Because that would be why he's acting all crazy, is because he's been talking to Raven and stuff like that. Dreamer's arch nemesis for years and years in ECW. To me, that would be a great twist to it. If, like, even you could have the lights go out and Raven appears and then he screws over Dreamer again. So I'm not sure if Raven even wants to be part of wrestling anymore. I don't know. But to me, that would be a cool little angle right there.
Now, we will see the follow-up that happened at Slammiversary. Are you looking forward to this match?
It's going to be a hardcore match. So isn't everyone retired though, Adam Baum? I mean, hey, this is kind of a spoiler for Impact, but it's been put out there by people about he's going to be at the MLW Battle Riot in the Battle Royal. But Konnan is supposed to be coming out of retirement and wrestling, so a lot of wrestlers are coming out of retirement.
Oh my God. All right. We'll touch on that like storyline. Please don't mess this up, Impact. Please don't mess this up, Impact. All right. So we had Rebel and Katarina. I don't even want to touch about that match.
It was
Let's just
pretty
get to the
bad.
main event. The main event, man. All right. First off, I have been hating on Congo Kong since we started these Impact shows on Thursday nights. But hey, round of applause, everybody. If Dr. Hughes comes on, has him on the show again, I'm gonna have to give him huge props. But hey, Congo Kong, boy, woo wee! He had a nice performance tonight against Brian Cage. I don't know if that has more to do with Brian Cage or not, but man, this match was damn good. Really good match. Brian Cage looked fantastic as well. And this is why I'm like, I wonder to myself, where when you have Brian Cage have these type of good matches with Congo Kong, why are you sticking him with these light heavyweights, these cruiserweights, these Matt Seidels, these Xaviers, these guys like that, where he can just toss them around? Like, I can't imagine seeing Brian Cage doing a flip out of the ring on Matt Seidel. Like,
Well, I can imagine.
I'm sure it'll happen, but like, why? Like, I would love to see Brian Cage and other guys instead of him going up against these little dudes. You know, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can. It's hard to believe, I guess. And Brian Cage is an unbelievable athlete. Like, it's insane. Like, some of the stuff that he does at his size and his built. Like, this match, and I gotta give props. Like I said, the Congo Kong's match was good. This match was the match of the week in my eyes. Better than the EC3 and Gargano match. Yes, I said it. This match was really good. And Brian Cage picks up the win. And like you said, the winner of this match goes on to face Matt Seidel at Slammiversary for the X Division title. So there you go. Your thoughts of the main event?
Yeah, I thought it was a good main event. I do think Swan and Phoenix was better, but
Oh,
I mean,
okay. All right.
yeah, this is a good match. It was one of my better matches, Cage. But I hate the expression when people put this on there with the X Division title. Oh, it's not about weight limits; it's about no limits. To me, I always thought no limits mean that these guys will. There'll be no limits. These guys won't go through to win or do their moves. Not to have any weight class you want. I mean, I know. I think Red Sox fans
makes a good point. Adam Ball makes a good point. Samoa Joe was the X Division champion, and no one complained.
Yeah, but he was also smaller than Brian Cage when he was X Division champion too. He wasn't the big guy you see now either. Samoa Joe wasn't super small, 205 or nothing like that, but he wasn't as big as he is now.
That's a good point. Red Sox fan does make a good point that this might be like their secondary title.
That's exactly what I was gonna get to. What Red Sox fans said about that, like maybe it is like the IC title, and that's what they're kind of doing a little bit, making it like the IC title, I guess, but it's not. But yeah, I liked it when they just stuck to the guys who should be in this division. You know, I mean, it's not like Brock Lesnar is beating all these 205 Live guys up like it seems like, and Cage even uses the F5 as a finisher.
Yeah, I mean, Cage impressed the hell out of me tonight, and I've seen some of his work before. Like, I've known that he can do the things that he did tonight, but like against Congo Kong, I kind of came in there like wasn't really fully expecting. And you guys, I got to give everybody in the chat credit. A lot of you, Adam Baum, Budweiser, a few other guys in here, said that this match was going to be good. I don't know how the hell y'all found out that this match was that good. I don't know if y'all got tapings weeks before or what. But, man, this match was damn good. And like I said, it was better than the NXT main event and pretty good match. So, this match didn't end Impact, though. We had the LAX storyline actually end Impact tonight, which I thought was pretty nice. It was something different. And we had Kingston come out along with Konnan. We had LAX come down as well. Kingston says he doesn't know what Konnan's been smoking lately, but he'll make it real clear. Where's his proof? Konnan asked if he remembers the calls he told LAX he was making to him while he was in the hospital, and says that they never happened. Kingston says that they did, and it's his word against Kingston. Konnan calls him a walking glory hole, and then the more things change, the more they stay the same because he was a punk ass bitch then, and he is now. Kingston says he did put the cut out on him. I'm sorry, he did put the hit out on him, and it's because his time is done and he is the future. Kingston is a grown man now. He don't need Konnan's help anymore, and he better walk in the sunset before he gets shot in the back of the head like old Yeller. He tells Ortiz and Santana that the titles came back and the money came up, and to remember that he's the future and Konnan is the past. Ortiz and Santana look back and forth at two of them, and they flipped Kingston off, joining the sides of Konnan. They walk behind Konnan, who says he guesses he didn't get the job done. Then Kingston says, didn't I? And suddenly we see the return, everybody, of the original LAX Homicide. Hernandez come down and beat the living crap out of the new LAX. And, yeah. Interesting ending to the show. I mean, we got a glory hole chant. We had Konnan put down a pretty damn good promo, and we had the return of the original LAX and Hernandez and Homicide. Your thoughts of the ending of Impact tonight?
Man, this was fun. I mean, this was a fun segment, and this was really good. A great way to end this kind of storyline. Now, I was saying this would happen, but I was on the wrong side of how it was going to play out. I thought it was going to be like Santana and Ortiz turning on Konnan, and it looked like that's what it was going to be when they stood behind him. I'm sure everyone thought that as well. Oh, they're about to jump Konnan right here. And then all of a sudden, here comes Hernandez and Homicide, and it's like, okay, I like it. I like this. So you're having, it's funny, he talked about old, Konnan's old, but the other guys he brought in are the old LAX, which makes kind of no sense. But I think this is probably Konnan's fingerprints written all over this, where he's like, everyone's going to think the original guys would be with me. Instead, let's do it like this way. So, I mean, man, this segments are some of the best stuff going on in Impact. I think this storyline is way better than this whole, which I haven't seen a lot of Killer Cross yet with the whole X thing. I get it. We'll see what happens going forward, but to me, this LAX stuff is the most interesting stuff going on in Impact right now. To me, it's fun. I'm intrigued in it. I can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully Hernandez doesn't injure nobody.
Yeah, man, it was a really good showing tonight from Impact. Last week, is it just me, or does Konnan look in good shape now? Since that he looks like he's in better shape. All right. If Konnan wants to have his little send off at Slammiversary and make this a 6-man tag match, I totally get it and understand. It would make sense if they wanted to do that, but don't have the match if Konnan is not 100% can go. If it's going to be a half-ass Konnan, I don't want to see that. I want to see a tag match between the old LAX and the new LAX. Yeah, Konnan back in our days when we were younger and the WCW days, Konnan was the shit, man. Konnan could go. Konnan was cool. Konnan could go, man. He was. I mean, when you had the La Raza, everybody loved Konnan.
Yeah, back in the NWA or the NWO days, he was one of the cool. He made actually help the NWA made him or NWO cooler because he was always fun with the Ole Liba La Raza. You know, that stuff like that was fun.
Yeah, and biggest draw in Mexico history. Yeah, I mean, Konnan. If people don't know who Konnan was something special, and he did a lot of great things in the WCW days, and it's just weird. Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
Back then, people said when Konnan turned and joined the NWO, he was like the Hulk Hogan of Mexico. Konnan was. He was a big star, big face, and that was like what Hogan did. That was what they said in Mexico. So yeah, exactly. The Red Sox fan just said it. Yeah, he was the NWO version of, or he was Hulk Hogan in Mexico. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if they want to have his little send off, go ahead. I'm not sure how good he can go now, but we'll see when that happens. But yeah, awesome show tonight, Dave. Your ratings for tonight's Impact on Pop, everybody. What did y'all guys think of Impact on Pop tonight?
I thought Impact was awesome tonight. You didn't like one match, maybe, yeah. But I think Impact was better than NXT just because of, they have more people and it's a 2-hour show. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I would give Impact a 4 tonight because I thought it was really good.
You know what? I'm gonna give Impact a 5 tonight.
Oh wow! I
Uh,
thought you would that Katrina match.
oh, the Katrina match is bad. It was bad, and I mean, and we had the Madison Rain shit. That wasn't very entertaining to me as well. But you had the beginning of the show start off with a pretty solid, really good show match. You had the main event, which was really good. Brian Cage. I really enjoyed that Congo Kong Brian Cage match. And then you had the storyline with the LAX wrapping up to end the show, the heat that they got. That was a really good show tonight. I thought overall, even though they had some little bumps in the road, I thought it was still overall a 5 tonight, which is better than last week. I mean, last week's show, I mean, just look it up right now. I think we gave Impact its lowest rating since we started doing these shows, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I gave it a 2, and you gave it a 1. So
Yeah, I mean, this is how you book a show. I mean, on Tuesday we were just killing the hell out of Raw and SmackDown because they were pretty bad shows, and they were both really bad. And tonight we got NXT was good and Impact was really good as well. I mean, it's like night and Impact is real. I know we talked about this before, but man, if you aren't watching Impact right now, you should be watching it because Don Callis and Scott D'Amore are doing good things for Impact Wrestling right now.
yeah, they got me. Scott Callis got me liking Josh Matthews as a commentator. So I mean, the chemistry those two guys have are really good. And props to them for having a solid show tonight. It was definitely better than Raw. That's for sure. So yeah, I don't know. My screen just like flashed. That was weird. But thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We had a great solid show tonight. I froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna kick me off in a minute. It's gonna do that thing what it used to do before. I don't know why it's doing that. Because I don't even see the comments. I don't see nothing. It'll kick me off soon. I'm just waiting for it to do it. So we'll be live again on Saturday night. It keeps going, man. Yeah, it's about to freeze. It's not even telling me how many people are in the chat. Stupid shit. Is there people talking? Because I don't see anybody talking in the chat.
Yeah, it ended.
It ended? I'm still live, which is weird.
Well, it's saying there's nothing there.
All right, let me just do this real quick. Periscope is a funny thing. I tell you what. I'm going to end the scope and then come back. That sucks. All right. Well, we're still live on YouTube.
What's up, YouTube?
Yeah, I guess the internet's bugging out on my iPhone. There it goes. I think. There it goes. Okay. Well, let's see what happened at the end of the show. That's good. All right, and we're back. So we'll let everybody freaking come back in. I hate Periscope sometimes. Welcome back, everybody. Backpack and Rod, everybody's coming back in. I'm not sure what the hell happened there. But yeah, it seems like Periscope messed up at the end there. So luckily it happened at the end of the show. Hey, what's up, Sock Monkey Mike? How you doing? I wanted to make some announcements on the show, but everybody's gone now. Juanito, thank you for the super hearts, my friend. Appreciate that. Let everybody start piling back in. Hopefully we'll get some more people in there. Good podcast. Thank you, Juanito. Appreciate that. Good luck to you tomorrow because I think you're on the Dr. Huge show tomorrow. So good luck to you tomorrow, my friend. I'm sorry?
I said huge.
Yes, sir. Huge. Just trying to get everybody back in here. Seems like Periscope's starting to mess up a little bit. But we'll be live Saturday night after 10:30 Eastern time-ish. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about on Saturday night show, so that should be good. Am I breaking up on the Periscope, Dave?
It seems to be good.
Seems to be good. I'm breaking up. That says I'm breaking up. All right, let me try it one more time, and then we'll end it. I have an idea. Sorry if everybody's seeing this on YouTube.
Yeah, bear with us, YouTube. We'll be ending soon.
Yeah,
Not
we'll
like no
be
one's even on anyway.
right. Right. All right. Okay. All right, we're back. Hopefully that fixed the situation. Back one more time to end the show. We wanted to finish up the show with a couple of announcements that we wanted to finish up when we were touching on the impact on pop post show, but then Periscope starts acting up. I don't know if it's Periscope. I don't know if it's my internet. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but let's hurry up and get through the announcements. Thank you, everybody, for joining back in. If you don't mind sharing it, whatever have you, for checking out the replay. Thank you. I'm not sure if we're breaking up again, but yeah, Periscope's hating me tonight. We're about 80,000 super hearts away from being a super broadcaster. So if you ever have the chance and are feeling generous, if you can drop super hearts, oh, thank you, love, Budweiser, appreciate that. We're very, very close to getting to the super broadcaster platform here on Periscope. So I'm not trying to force you guys or anything, but if you ever have super hearts and you would like to drop them our way, we very, very much appreciate that. Other than that, I just wanted to come on here and wrap up the show. Say we'll be live here on Saturday night. I'm sure we won't have any technical difficulties. Hopefully, it's been raining here in Texas and stuff like that. So who knows with the internet these days? But thank you guys for all the super hearts tonight. Thank you all for the regular hearts tonight. I wish I could give a proper shout out, but the Periscope started acting funky on last show. So thank you, Budweiser, for the super hearts. Thank you, Juanito, for the super hearts, man. Y'all are awesome. Adam Baum, welcome back, dude. Periscope acting funky, but let's do a shout out, give the proper shout out to Budweiser, Jody Mania, Adam Baum, Jeffrey Cross, Reezy Peckinrod, Juanito, Stock Monkey Mike, Jody Mania. The list goes on and on. If I missed any of y'all, just say hello in the chat room. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Now, Adam Baum, it started freezing up out of nowhere. I might have to do an update on my iPad or something. But yeah, we'll be live Saturday night, touching on all the rumors and stuff going around the wrestling world. Should be a good show. I'm very excited for Saturday night show. And hey, everybody, we had a fantastic show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for came in here and interacted with us. And don't forget, next month we'll be looking for some guest co-hosts. So if you guys are interested, just send us a direct message our way. I know Adam Baum is interested, so just let me know what's up. And if you are down to join either Google Hangout, it has to be Google Hangout, so we can all interact together. Let me know. That's the only rules, I guess, is you have to have, and you must know your crap about Impact Online. So we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for all the viewers and all the support tonight, all the super hearts, all the regular hearts, everything you guys do for our channel and our show. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. Adam Baum, you're more than welcome to join us on the Slammiversary show. You're more than welcome to, man. Any last thoughts tonight, Dave, before we end tonight's show?
This weekend, dude. I mean, I know Red Sox fans pumped about it, but hey, we're gonna be live this weekend. We're all three gonna watch that show. Alex will be back. A New Japan show on Access. So yeah, we're all gonna watch it, be talking about it. We'll give about a 30-second review of it. So
yes.
just for Red Sox fans. I mean, and so yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward. Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, I believe, for the title.
Yep. We'll be live right after the show is over on Saturday night. I'm not sure what time it's supposed to be over, but we will be live right after. We'll do a proper New Japan Pro Wrestling review, and then we'll jump into our usual Shoot the Shit show and touch on everything that's going on wrestling related. So hope you guys can join us Saturday night and interact with us then. Like I said, thank you guys for the super hearts and the regular hearts tonight. Like I said, we're only about 70,000 away from being a super broadcaster on Periscope. We would love to really hit that mark on here. Would be something very, very grateful because if you don't know what a super broadcaster is, that we would actually get the money that you are absolutely donating to us. It would come to us, and then whatever money you guys donated to us in your way, it would go to the show. Absolutely 100% would go to the show. Wouldn't go to me, wouldn't go to Dave, wouldn't go to Justin, wouldn't go to Alex, would go straight to the show to upgrade the show to make it a better show. You know, I have huge things in mind for the show, and hopefully by the end of the summer we'll have more of a professional look, and we'll also be going live also on Twitch a lot more. So we got things in store for our show. And thank you for the super heart, Young Grab. Really do appreciate that. So again, tomorrow night, Dr. Hughes will be live. Tomorrow night, I'm not really sure why he wasn't live tonight. Probably because he was taking off for the holiday week. Sure, he'll be live tomorrow night along with Juanito. He'll be on with Dr. Hughes tomorrow night. And then we'll be back with you guys on Saturday. So then again, thank you again, Dave. Awesome show tonight. And we will see you guys Saturday night. Thank you again for the lovely and awesome support. We would not be a show without you guys. I say that all the damn time. I repeat myself. I'm a broken record. But hey, man, when you guys show us so much damn support, it's very, very heartwarming. It's very awesome to know that we have a great community like you guys. So y'all take care. Tomorrow's Friday. Have a great Friday because we want to see you on Saturday night. Take care and be safe, everybody. Laters, y'all.